Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today is my latest installment in my deep dive into the 2024 presidential election series. Today's video focuses on the state of New York. New York, one of the largest population states in the United States, with its 28 electoral votes, is also one of the biggest prizes up on election night for either candidate to win. New York is also the former home state of Donald Trump. Of course, he grew up there, lived there for a long time. Now Florida is his home state, but he lived in New York for most of his life. And this is a state that has a history of being a Democratic state at the presidential level. And it's also been said that Trump desperately wants to win the state of New York. So will he be able to do that? Let's look at some election results, polls, and key counties, and let's find out. Looking at the voting history for the state of New York, in 2020, it was a 23.1% win for Joe Biden. In 2016, it was a 22.6% win for Hillary Clinton. And in 2012, it was a 28.2% win for Barack Obama. Currently, in the polling average right now, Kamala Harris has 56% on the Democratic side. Donald Trump has 39.8% on the Republican side. So this election does seem closer, based on the polls, than the past elections in New York. Still looks like a very solid Democratic state, but the polls, it is worth noting, are closer. Looking at the national popular vote and its percentages, in 2020, the popular vote was won by the Democrats by 4.4% for Joe Biden. 2016, it was won by Hillary Clinton, the Democrat, by 2.1%. And in 2012, it was won by Barack Obama, the Democratic president, by 3.9%. Currently, Kamala Harris leads Donald Trump in the RCP average by just 0.6% in the national popular vote head-to-head. If that is the case, if that's what the election ends up being, that would be the narrowest and smallest margin a Democrat has won the popular vote by in a very long time. And that would also be worth noting that given the way the Electoral College works, that would lead to a likely Donald Trump Electoral College win. Looking at the average margin result across the three elections, it has been 3.5%, so that 0.6% is much lower than what the past elections have been for the last three cycles. Looking at how New York votes compared to the national vote, in 2020, New York was 18.7% more Democratic than the popular vote. In 2016, New York voted 20.5% more Democratic than the popular vote. And in 2012, New York voted 24.3% more Democratic than the popular vote. That led to an average from 2012 to 2020 of New York voting 21.2% more Democratic than the popular vote. And between 2016 and 2020, New York voted 19.6% more Democratic than the popular vote. Looking at some presidential forecasters for the state of New York, Realtor Politics, Sabado Crystal Ball, 538, Decision Desk HQ in the Hill, and Cook Political Report all have New York listed as either a solid state for Kamala Harris or a safe state for Kamala Harris. It depends on their terminology, which word they like to use, but it means the margins are the same. They all expect New York to be won by 15% of the vote or more on election night. Some key counties I'm watching for in New York. New York is such a large state. There are so many counties in the state that I wanted to choose. New York is such a large state. There are so many counties in New York I could have chosen from, and there's so many. So for this video, I prioritized population and showing where a lot of the votes are. But there are so many counties to go over in New York that I want to mention. I am going to mention briefly at the end. First county to go over, you can't talk about the state of New York without mentioning New York City. This is one of the biggest Democratic areas in the entire country. It was a 67.2% win for Barack Obama in 2012, 76.9% for Clinton in 2016, and then 73.8% win for Biden, in 2020. Likely going to be, once again, a very big Democratic win. Kings County, this is where Brooklyn is. This is a 64-point win in 2012 for Obama, 62-point win in 2016 for Clinton, and a 54.4% win for Biden in 2020. Once again, will likely be a very big Democratic area with lots of voters in this area. Queens was 59.2% in 2012, 53.6% Democratic in 2016, and 44.9% Democratic in 2020. That will once again be a very big Democratic area. Nassau County, 10-point win for Obama in 2012, 5.9% win in 2016 for Clinton, and then back to a 9.5% win for Biden in 2020. This could be a potential close one to watch to see if Trump is running closer to his 2016 numbers, how he's performing statewide. Suffolk County in 2012 was won by Barack Obama by 3.7%. It was won in 2016 by Donald Trump by 6.8%. And then it was won in 2020 by Donald Trump by just 0.03% of the vote. Insanely, insanely close. Suffolk County should be one of the closer counties in the entire state of New York. The Bronx in 2012 was an 83% win for Obama, a 79.1% win for Clinton in 2016, and then only a 66.5% win in 2020 for Biden. That is still a very big win, but it did drop 13% from 2016 to 2020. It'd be interesting to see if any trends continue in the Bronx. 2012, Westchester County, 26.7% win for Obama, 33.7% win in 2016 for Clinton, and 36.3% win in 2020 for Biden. So these are all areas in the greater New York area. And I'm actually going to do one right now, Richmond County. This is where Staten Island is. This is the last county inside the greater New York City area. It was a 2.6% win for Obama in 2012, a 15.1% win for Trump in 2016, and then a 14.8% win for Trump in 2020. Now we look at upstate New York, where two key voting areas are Monroe County and Erie County. Monroe County, this is where the city of Rochester is. It was a 21.4% win in 2012 for Obama. 2016 was a 15% win for Clinton, and 2020 was a 20.9% win for Biden. Fully expected to be a Democratic county once again. Erie, this is where the city of Buffalo is. 18.7% win for Obama in 2012, 6.4% win in 2016 for Clinton, and then 14.6% win in 2020 for Biden. Some other counties I just wanted to mention very briefly. Orange County. Orange County, this is going to be a close one. This is right outside of, not the New York City area. It's more like in upstate New York, but it's going to be a closer county. Just 0.1% difference between Trump and Biden in 2020 in this county. So this will be a very close one to watch. Rockland County as well. This should be one to watch. Should be very close. In 2020, Biden won Rockland County with 50.4%. Trump lost with 48.7%. Very close. That should be a very close one to watch as well. Dutchess County should also be very competitive. Albany County is where the city of Albany is. Obviously, this should be a big Democratic vote area. Saratoga should be competitive. Oneida should be a strong Republican area, as well as Onondaga. Broome and Niagara are going to be close, more competitive fought counties as well. So those are just some counties I want to mention briefly. Now looking at the map of New York in 2020, Joe Biden got 60.9% of the statewide vote in the state of New York. Donald Trump got 37.7% of the statewide vote. In Monroe County, it was 58.9% to 38%, a win for Biden. Erie County was 56 to 41.4, a win for Biden. Westchester was 67.6 to 31.3, a win for Biden. The Bronx was 82.2 to 15.7 for Biden. Suffolk County, 49.3, 49.3, very close, but when you round up, that 0.03%, that was a win for Trump. Nassau County, 53.7 to 44.3, a win for Biden. Richmond County, 56.6 to 41.8, a win for Trump. Queens County, 71.6 to 26.8, a win for Biden. Kings County, 76.4 to 22, a win for Biden. And New York City, 86 to 12.1, a win for Biden. That was New York in 2020. Now looking at New York in 2016, Hillary Clinton got 59.2% of the statewide vote. Donald Trump got 36.5%. Monroe County was 54.2 to 39.3. Erie County, 50.9 to 44.5. Westchester, 64.9 to 31.2. Bronx, 88.5 to 9.5. And then Suffolk County, 51.5 to 44.6. Nassau County, 51.2 to 45.3. Richmond County, 56.1 to 41. Queens, 75.4 to 21.8. Kings, 79.5 to 17.5. And New York City, 86.6 to 9.7. You'll also notice some very competitive counties on this map, like Broome County, like Dutchess County, like Columbia County, like, I believe it's Rensselaer County, like Saratoga, like Essex, like Clinton. There are going to be some competitive counties in upstate New York as well. It's just the population in these areas I'm pointing out is so overpowering that it kind of just overpowers what the votes end up being, even though those counties may go one way or the other. Looking at 2012, Obama versus Romney, Obama got 63.4% of the vote in New York. Mitt Romney got 35.2% of the statewide vote in 2012. And Obama won Monroe County with 55.7 to 34.3 for Romney. Erie County was 54.9 to 36.1 for Obama. Westchester was 60.4 to 33.8, a win for Obama. Bronx was 90.2 to 7.2, a win for Obama. Suffolk County was actually blue this time, 51.2 to 47.5, a win for Obama. Nassau, 51.9 to 41.9, a win for Obama. Richmond County, the Staten Island, also blue this time, 50.7 to 48.1, a win for Obama. Queens County, 77.5 to 18.3, a win for Obama. Kings County, 79.4 to 15.5, a win for Obama. And New York City, 81.4 to 14.2, a win for Obama. Now looking at the political parties and their vote percentages from 2020 through 2012, and using this to predict 2024. In 2020, Joe Biden got 60.9% of the vote in New York. 2016, Hillary Clinton got 59.2%. And in 2012, Barack Obama got 63.4%. That is an average vote across the last 3 elections of 61.2%. As in the range, we took the highest number, 63.4, minus the lowest total, 59.2. That got a difference of 4.2. And then took 4.2 and added it to the high end and the low end to get our 2024 estimated range, which found that on election night, I'm very confident that Kamala Harris will get somewhere between 55% and 67.6% on election night. On the Republican side, in 2020, Donald Trump got 37.7%. In 2016, Trump got 36.5%. And in 2012, Mitt Romney got 35.2%. That is an average vote percentage of 36.5%. Once again, taking the highest total, 37.7, minus the lowest, 35.2, that got a solution of 2.5. I then added 2.5 to the high end and the low end to get our range for 2024, which has 32.7% on the low end for Trump, 40.2 on the high end. For my prediction for the state of New York and its 28 electoral votes, I am predicting Kamala Harris will win the state of New York. However, I do predict she'll win it with a smaller margin of victory than the last 3 elections at 16.5 percentage points. Still a big enough margin of victory win to be considered a safe Democratic state, but I do think Donald Trump has been outperforming in the polls right now in New York, and I do think that's going to translate on Election Day to him getting the high point of that range at 40.2%. But still, at 16.5% margin of victory, that is more than enough to be a solid Kamala Harris state on election night. And now the 2024 electoral map with the state of New York called for Kamala Harris. Harris is now up to 194 electoral votes on the electoral map. Donald Trump is at 311. And I still have a few states remaining. Next up will be the state of Connecticut. That'll be coming up soon, so please stay tuned for that one. That should be a very interesting video. In the meantime, please enjoy this sneak peek at my full 2024 election night prediction. It is now 9 p.m. on the East Coast, and we have a second huge poll closings of the night, including several key, very important battleground states. The states with their polls closing right now are Arizona, Colorado, Kansas, Louisiana, Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Now let's take a look at what projections we can make at this time. Now to the state of New York, the original home state and birth state of Donald Trump. It has been won by Kamala Harris. It's very interesting. The Trump campaign wanted to win New York. They made an effort towards the end of the campaign to try and win the state. It looks like Harris is going to win the state of New York. However, the margin of which Harris wins the state by is expected to be smaller than past elections, where how Democrats performed in the state. Nonetheless, Harris wins New York, and it's a very large total of electoral votes. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really like the video. And remember to stay tuned because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.